Hello, everybody. Welcome to our September In Touch Forum. Today we have Kevin Diaz. He is with Booking.com, and he's going to go over some service options for marketing your hotel. I'm going to change Kevin to the
Hello.
presenter. All right.
Hello, everybody. Again, my name is Kevin Diaz. I do work with Booking.com. I want to go over a little bit about Booking.com and the history and how you can get connected working with Booking.com using InLink to pass your reservations through. So we're going to start off by going over the agenda. Again, talking about Booking.com and the history. What are the benefits of partnering with Booking.com? How do we partner together? The Booking.com 7Cs, revenue optimization, online registration, and then at the end we'll have a few moments for any questions that you may have. So on the right there, you see our CEO. Our mission statement is to help travelers, whatever their budget, easily discover, book, and enjoy the world's best places to stay. Your hotel would be a great option for growing our customer base. A little bit of the history on Booking.com. Booking.com was founded in 1996, and it was originally bookings.nl, and it was founded by Gritjan Brusma. He started advertising hotels in Amsterdam and eventually spread to the rest of the Netherlands. In 2002, the six-year-old company expanded outside of the Netherlands and started moving on to new markets such as Paris, London, Barcelona. And within the year, these three cities were just as successful as the entire country of the Netherlands. Being the amount of success that was had from that, we've moved on to Priceline, looking to expand in Europe in 2005, and they acquired bookings.nl. And at that time, they rebranded it as booking.com. In 2007, Booking.com opened its first office in North America, which is in New York. And since then, we've added several offices between the US and Canada. Today, Booking.com is the world's #1 website for booking hotels and other accommodations online. We currently operate in 135 offices worldwide. We book 700,000 room nights every 24 hours, and we feature over 525,000 guest accommodations in our 205 countries. So you're asking yourself right now, why should you work with Booking.com? We can help you grow your revenue and improve profitability. Some of the features that we have is we do not charge any type of registration fees to work with Booking.com. It is 100% free if you want to work with us. There is no registration fees at all to join. Our commission percentage is a low commission, and you pay only once a guest stays, so you don't give us anything off the top up front. We have a great global and domestic exposure to new travelers. Any of the content that we have for your property, we do translate that content into 41 plus languages. There's visibility through over 5,000 of our Booking.com partner websites. And again, as I mentioned earlier, the guest pays you directly, and you only pay commission once you stay. So with the guest paying you directly, it equates to having a higher ADR on your side since we're not booking a discounted rate. We offer over 33 million real guest reviews. A guest cannot review your property if they do not actually stay at your property. They have to actually stay for the reservation in order to leave a review. Some of the other things here, a couple articles talking about Booking.com. Flexing our muscles in the US by the hotelmarketing.com, and then you'll see the other one going from the New York Times, just mentioning our newest commercials. So in the past, we mentioned we would never do commercials. However, back in January of 2013, we did our first commercials on television in the U.S., which was a pretty successful campaign in increasing our brand awareness. We are pretty known across Europe and other countries, and again, we're trying to make sure that everyone within the U.S. knows who we are. Benefit of them knowing who we are, they get to book your properties. So Booking.com is the number one reservation site in the world based on room nights. We represent over 525,000 properties that are located in more than 205 countries worldwide. We have over 30,000 unique visitors per month. 700,000 room nights per day are booked every night. I mean, that's a pretty big number from when I started about 4 years ago. It was about 300,000 room nights, and it's more than doubled. Again, going into the guest reviews, and again, we try to talk about guest reviews a lot. Again, a guest cannot leave a review if they make a reservation and cancel. They have to stay on property in order to leave a review. We don't want you to be affected by any review of a guest that did not actually stay on your property. Again, the big benefit is having any of your website content translated into 41 plus languages. We know that that's a big expense for a lot of properties that are small, independent properties, or may not be able to translate into but one or two languages. So we do this for you, and it's no additional charge for that. Your property will display on our 5,000 plus distribution partners. So again, if they don't book directly on Booking.com, we do have 5,000 other partners where your property will display to make sure that your property is being seen by everyone possible. And again, we do have 135 offices worldwide with 8,000 plus employees. And again, we want to make sure that we are taking care of all of our hotel partners, any questions or concerns that you may have, as well as any of our guests that are booking on our site to answer any questions or concerns about a reservation that they may have. So again, one of the big benefits of working with Booking.com is our global reach. Being that we are an international company, again, the screen that you're looking at now goes over the top international booking countries within the last 90 days. So some of those flags that you're seeing there is United Kingdom, Germany, France, Italy, Spain, Russia, China, Brazil, the Netherlands. And again, they're in no particular order, but they are our top countries that have booked within the past 90 days. We have several ways of making reservations outside of our regular desktop application. So we do have several mobile applications such as the iPhone app, the iPad app, the Android app, smartphone, as well as Windows 8. The screen that you're looking at is just a sample of what the app looks like and how guests actually book on the app to come stay at your properties. Some of our affiliate partners where guests can book come from Priceline.com, TripAdvisor, Kayak, Trivago, just to name a few. So again, like I said, that list is pretty extensive. There is about 5,000 partners. This is just a small sample of those. So in order to be successful, we make sure that every hotel has a local account manager and coordination teams. We try to make sure that everyone is local so that you can have regular meetings within your time zone that works best for you. So we have offices there are 16 offices throughout the U.S., so we try to have an office that is near you so that you can always call an account manager and someone will be able to assist you, talk to you, try to help you come up with the best way to make sure that your hotel is profitable. The coordination team as well is local, and again, they add any type of rate plans or change room types, help you with anything that you may need as well. Along those lines, being that we are local, we do regular hotel visits with you to produce performance and audit reports. We have 24-hour customer service online for our hotel partners, as well as a 24-hour customer service line for our guests, offering, again, in our multiple languages. So any guest that has a problem, question, concern with their reservation and they call our customer service line, we will answer in any one of the 41 languages in which they may need. So how do we work together? We work on a pay when you stay model. I mentioned it earlier, again, a guest can make a reservation. If they don't stay, you don't pay. If the guest decides to cancel, you don't pay as long as they stay at the property. It's the only time that you would pay commission. And again, we are a commission-based model. So once you get set up with Booking.com, we can have your connection to go from Booking.com through InLink directly to your PMS. The payment is directly to Booking.com once you are invoiced for the commission that is due at the end of every month. How do you receive reservations? Booking.com receive rates and availability from the property via InLink. So you would take any reservation, any rates and availability that's in your system, that information would pass through InLink, populate Booking.com's website. Booking.com's customers would then see that the rates and availability that you just uploaded on our site. They would make a reservation using their credit card. Once they use their credit card, they would hit book now. The confirmation of that reservation is sent to the hotel via InLink with the guest credit card information. One of the things that's very important that I keep saying is the guest credit card information. And the reason I say that is all the credit card details that you receive will be that of the guest. We do not charge anything up front for the guest. We pass the credit cards directly to you so that you're able to charge whatever the rate is, along with any taxes or fees. The guest checks in, they give you their credit card, you then charge. And again, I'm talking about commission-based. It's a little bit opposite from some of the other partners that are out there that want a rate that is discounted prior to the guest booking it. So again, we only do commission on the total cost once the guest stays. If you're not familiar with our website, this is an example of what Booking.com looks like. This is a city landing page for searching hotels in Chicago. If you go to Booking.com, you'll notice there are a few different things on our website. Across the top, you can choose the currency that you want to book in, or you can choose the language. We also give the option to choose your check-in, check-out dates, the number of guests, or the number of rooms. And you'll see that located on the left-hand side of the yellow box. When the hotels are displayed, we display the hotels top to bottom based on the rank. And I'll go over ranking in a few other pages after this one. We also include a map with the legends, including the city, the hotel, the airport, and the landmarks. We want to make it as convenient as possible for guests that are making reservations to know exactly how far they are away from where they need to be. How far are they away from the airport? How far are they away from their next city, etc. When a guest is making reservations, we have several messaging options that come up on Booking.com. For example, in this example here, we notify you when and from where the last booking was made for this hotel. On this screen here, we show that the most recent booking was made today at 15:08 from USA. We also show other type of messaging showing if there are 4 people looking at this hotel, or however many people. At any point, it may be 4, it may be 5, it may be 1. So those numbers constantly change on where the last bookings and where how many people are actually looking at the hotel. Some of the other messaging that we do on our website is we would say outstanding value for the money you've chosen on these dates. Another example is we'll show how many rooms are left. And if you're looking at the bottom example, it'll show only 2 rooms left, last chance, 1 room left, only 3 rooms left, etc. And again, it puts a little bit of urgency into the guest that's making the reservation. If they want to stay at your property and they see that there is 1 room left, they're likely to book that room a lot faster than delaying or putting it off. These numbers are based on how many rooms that we have left in our inventory in which you have given us. So you might have noticed that there are crossed out rates. That's the crossed out rates. Sorry about that. The crossed out rate, we look at the current price to be charged by the hotel, and we look at a 30-day window around the check-in date. We take that third highest price offered, and that's how we come up with the comparison for, if you're looking at that top example showing $258 crossed out, showing $198 is for that small double room. And that's pretty much how our website looks for a guest. I'll go into a few things on the back end for hotel partners. This is what we call the Booking.com 7 C's. Competitive rates, conversion, content, cancellations, correct payment, commission, and constant availability. Of these items, this controls the property's ranking on the Booking.com website. In order to make sure that your property always ranks in the best possible place on the front end when a guest is searching, we need to make sure that these things are updated on a regular basis. And so I'll go over a few of those items. One of the C's is content. The content is updated on Booking.com manually. This information does not come through any feed or does not come through the provider InLink. All of your content has to be manually given to your account managers or uploaded on our extranet directly. Again, we ask that you make sure that all content that you're providing us is the most accurate and up-to-date information regarding your property. Along with content, we make sure that you have the best photos. We ask for at least 24 photos. That's a positive trend for hotels today, with the minimum size on the photos being 2048 by 1536 or 3.1 megapixels. We ask that when you're doing your content, please write more than 1 paragraph. Again, guests that are booking and they're coming from another country, they want to read as much about a property as possible. Showing unique room photos. So if you have 4 room types, we expect to see unique room photos for all 4 room types. And again, the size and the dimensions on the photos are the same as above. Show the room description. So we want to see what's in the room. We want you to describe the room as best as possible. And again, we have to remember that the guests that are booking this room may have never stayed at your property before, and they want to make sure that they are comfortable in that room. Room size. That's another big one. A lot of our international guests that come into the U.S., they like to see a room size so that they have an idea how big a room is. And then lastly, the bed type. Make sure that we specify what the bed type is on any of the rooms that are listed, whether it's a king room with king bed, double room with double bed. We know that there are some properties that like to say that the guest will get a king or double room. The guest has no clue what they're going to get when they arrive at the property, being that it says king or double. So if there's any way possible, it's best to always have a specific bed type in that room. One of the other C's is cancellation. Cancellations affect your ranking on the front end where the guest sees. A high cancellation rate can lead to a lower ranking and lost revenue. Reasons for high cancellation is inaccurate content on the site. So if your content is not correct on the website, if they look on our website and they see content that does not match content that they see on other sites, the guest may cancel because the information is not correct. So that's why it's important to make sure that the content is always up to date. Overpriced rates in comparison to equivalent hotels in the same area. So if they're looking at your hotel and your hotel is $300, whereas other hotels in the area are $200, they may end up booking a hotel that's cheaper because you are considered overpriced compared for that area. And overpriced rates in comparison to other third-party sites. So if you are working with Booking.com along with other OTAs or Brand.com, we expect to see that rates remain in parity. Guests will check on multiple sites. If they book on Booking.com, they will most likely check another site to see if rates are in line. If rates are not in line, they'll end up canceling the one that is obviously the highest. So if your rates are not in parity, that will likely increase the amount of cancellations in which you get, which ultimately affects where your property is placed on the front end. Correct payment is another one of the C's. Again, we don't charge anything up front to the hotel for making any type of reservations. We do not charge the guest up front for making any reservations. We rely on our hotel partners to make sure that they are making payment, commission payments on a timely process and making sure that the commission is correct. If you are invoiced for a certain amount of commission, make sure that the commission payment comes in for that exact amount that you're invoiced for. The screen that you're looking at right now is a screen where you can report invalid credit cards. So for example, a guest makes a reservation on Booking.com. We send that reservation from Booking.com through InLink, which then arrives in your PMS system. If that reservation has a policy where you're charging upfront for that reservation, and as you go to charge, if that credit card is not valid, we expect you to log into the Booking.com extranet and mark the credit card invalid. And you can kind of see the drop down here showing that where the invalid portion would be. Once you mark the reservation invalid, we have 36 hours. If you have not received a new credit card detail, you can then cancel that reservation. So once you mark it invalid, it automatically generates an email to our customer service team, who then reaches out to the guest to advise that there was a problem charging that credit card. From there, we ask them to provide a new credit card, which we in turn send back to you to ensure that you can charge for that guest. And again, after 36 hours, if they have not provided with a new credit card, you are able to cancel that reservation, because obviously we don't want you holding a room where we're not sure that you're going to get payment for. You must report the invalid credit card prior to the arrival date. Another C would be commission. We have a couple different ways of working. We have our standard commission and we have our preferred commission program. The commission is pretty much standard across the board. However, you would need to discuss that with your account manager to figure out what the commission is for that area. If you choose to be preferred, you could update your commission to a higher percentage to make sure that you're listed within a preferred group of hotels that always display on our website first. In order to be preferred, you have to meet all of the other standards of the C's to make sure that your content and all your information is up to date. We do not allow properties to just update commission and expect to be preferred. Again, if we have a preferred hotel, we want to make sure that it's the best hotel choice for our guests. On our site, if you don't want to be preferred and you have a weekend where you just need some extra business, but you want to be ranked higher, there is a spot where you can look on the left-hand side of our extranet and click ranking on website. You would select your area. You would select what you want to move your commission to, change your percentage, and show. And it'll show you exactly where you would move during that area if you were to boost your commission for a 3-day period of time, a 5-day period of time, etc. The other C would be content availability. Do we offer all of your room types on Booking.com? This is a perfectly lovely hotel here. However, there's only one room option. That's a queen studio with kitchen. A guest booking this has no option to choose. If they wanted a king room or if they wanted a room with twin beds, they have no option to choose from. They're less likely to book this room if there's something else that they needed rather than a queen studio with kitchen. So when you're on Booking.com, we do ask that you list all of your room type. For example, this next screenshot, 1, 2, 3, 4, that lists about 9 or 10 rooms here. This way, the guest has the option and the ability to choose the room that is best for them, and they're not limited to one room. If they're limited to one room, they're likely to leave the website or go to another property that offers other options where they can find what they need. And the other C is competitive rates. I kind of talked about this earlier, is ensuring that competitive pricing is equal across all OTAs. One of the other features that we have within our extranet for you would be to know who your competitors are on Booking.com. When you're in your extranet, you can look on the bottom. We will show you who on Booking.com is considered a competitor and what their rates are going for at any given period of time. This is also shown for every guest that is looking at any hotel. So when they're looking at a hotel, for example, if they're looking at your hotel and your hotel is considered a competitor to the 3 that are listed on the screen, it'll show what the rates are for that period of time. So the guest can then choose, do I want to stay at the property I'm looking at? Do I want to choose the first property, the Palomar Kimpton, because their review score is 9.5? Or do I want the cheaper rate at $149 for the Amalfi Hotel Chicago? So we do show that to the guests to make sure that they choose the best option for them. When we talk about conversions, there is a tool within the Booking.com extranet for every property in our statistics tab. So once you log into your statistics tab, you can take a look at what reservations were made for any period of time. So this screenshot here shows, in the top portion, it shows the number of visitors for every month. For example, June 2013, there were 16,457 visitors that viewed this property's web page on Booking.com. You can then compare to June of 2014 and see that the number of visitors that viewed their web page is 22,593, which is quite a bit of an increase. The bottom section below that shows the conversion rate. We show the conversion rate for a short period of time. For example, if we were to look at June of 2014, we show that there has 814 reservations made out of the 22,593 people that looked at that property, which is about a 3.6 conversion rate. So you have access to this at all times to see how well you're doing. That way you can make any changes or adjustments as you need it in your strategy. So the benefits summary of working with Booking.com is a global reach. We offer you a longer length of stay and a longer booking window. Again, remember that our clientele is heavily international. With that being said, when they come to the US, they stay for longer periods of time. You as the hotel, you receive the complete guest details, including any credit card information for that guest. You receive a higher ADR because the guest pays the hotel directly, so there's no markups coming from Booking.com. It's additional bookings for you. There's also that local partnership with your account managers. And within that local partnership, The account manager scheduled monthly or quarterly meetings to discuss your production and goals. Again, our goal is the same as your goal. If you want to have a full property every day, discuss that with your account manager. Your account manager do their best to make sure that your property is full. How do you sign up with Booking.com? Go to www.join.booking.com and register your property. Again, I'll leave this on the screen for just a minute longer for those of you that need to write it down. At this point, when you go to this website, you agree to the terms and conditions of partnering with Booking.com. Once your registration is submitted, your dedicated account manager will contact you with additional information and explain how our partnership works. The 7Cs, content requirements, and invoicing procedures, etc. When you sign up to work with Booking.com, please be sure to let your account manager know that you want to be connected using the in-link connection. The account manager will then show you how to register your property using the extranet for that two-way connection. Again, that web address is www.join.booking.com. Revenue optimization. Inform Booking.com of any updates, promotions, contact information, content changes, etc. If you have any type of promotions that you want to offer or that you're offering on brand.com or any other website, make sure that you're notifying your account manager at Booking.com so that we can make sure that you're performing on our site as well. If anyone on property where we have contact details for has left or moved on or changed roles, please let us know who we should be contacting when reservations don't make it in or if there's any type of issues or concerns. Again, maintain and increase performance by following the 7Cs as much as possible. Again, a 100% content score, constant availability through high demand periods, as well as keep constant communication with your local account manager for Booking.com updates and market information. Again, our Booking.com account managers are a tool to be used by you guys. If you guys want to know what's going on in the market, you want to know what's happening with Booking.com, what's coming up, what's changing, reach out to your Booking.com account managers. They're there for your use. And that is it. If I have any questions, we can go ahead and open it up for questions. Mary Beth?
All right, I'm here. I think we have one question. Can we get a list of the top 100 distribution partners that are visible